I'm wondering how to navigate through an unsure season with my boyfriend as he's recently made the decision to put everything all into his music career.
Tell me more about that.
So basically, my boyfriend and I have been together since we were 16 and 17. We went to the same high school, grew up in the same town, and then started at the same university, only an hour from our hometown. Although we're still young, we've always been goal-oriented towards marriage and starting a family. Because of the unstable environment I grew up in, I've always been in more of a hurry than he was, but we talked about getting married as soon as possible once we were both done university. Now here's where it gets interesting. My boyfriend is an incredibly talented musician and songwriter and has always wanted to make that his full-time job. Knowing that that's a slippery slope, he started university instead while also doing music on the side. In the past year, he entered a music competition that changed the trajectory of his music career and made the decision to drop out of university to put more time and energy into his music. So he could still earn some money on the side until his income is stable. He moved back to our hometown and back with his parents so he can work construction with his dad's company. I still have one semester left, so we are now living in different towns. Now we are kind of in a stalemate position where we wait until the moment he knows he has a steady income. With it being my last semester and having a full-time job set up for January, this is where I always thought we would get engaged and start thinking about starting a family. Since his income is up in the air right now and we don't know what things are going to look like down the road, he says he would like to wait until he can provide a steady income.
Okay, hold on.
Well,
Hold on. Stop reading to me. I want you to talk to me. I want you to talk to me. Just tell me what's going on in your heart and mind. Is it the fact that he's getting famous all of a sudden and now you're exposed? Is it that you had this plan and it's all going away? Is it, this is the part where we break up? Like, tell me what's going on in your heart and mind.
I think it's the part where I had this all planned out.
There you go.
Yeah.
And it's not going that way.
No.
Yeah. Do you still want to be with him?
Absolutely.
Do you want to be with him if he goes on the road and y'all get to see each other 2 weekends every 6 months for the next 3 years while he tries to make this thing work?
Absolutely.
Okay. I think to me, getting that end, and by the way, this happens whether you're, how old are you, 22, 23?
21, turning 22.
Okay. This happens whether you're 22. This happens whether you're married to somebody who is a baller at like CEO or associate vice president and then has a baby and is like, hey, I want to stay at home. This happens when you've been married to like some kind of just a regular old middle manager who suddenly gets to be the vice president or the president, and all of a sudden there's a lot of eyes on you, right? It's this, my life as I have it mapped out, when I choose to do life with somebody else, the ticket to that ride is it will not look how I mapped it out. And this is what's important for you. If that map has been what has kept you sane from an unruly childhood or an unsafe childhood, it can feel like your whole world is coming down.
Yep.
And so the question I always want to ask is, are you going to leave? Just hearing the term 9 to 5 can be a drag. So my friends at Cozy Earth are here to help make your 5 to 9 way more comfortable. I love Cozy Earth's pants and all-day t-shirts. They're soft, breathable, and super tough. And my wife loves her pajamas. And my whole family loves Cozy Earth sheets. They're super comfortable, and they keep us cool when it's hot outside. Try them risk-free for 100 nights. You can save 40% off your entire order at cozyearth.com/Delony. And so the question I always want to ask is, are you going to leave?
Never.
Okay, so if you are in it with this guy, then the path is y'all sit down, and here's what I would strongly recommend. And this is recommending this from a guy who 5 years ago had no social media, zero, none. I didn't have anything, and I just crossed the 5 million mark across the platforms. I'm a guy who 4 years ago did not know what a YouTube channel was. I didn't know what that was, and we just crossed 800 million views, okay? Here's what I'm telling you. I would sit down with your boyfriend / the person you want to spend the rest of your life with and commit to making 90-day plans.
Okay.
Because everything's going to change.
Yep.
Every 3 months, you're going to realize this is different. This is worse. This is better. This is humongous. This is scary. And it changes. And so instead of saying, well, it's going to be like this for the next 50 years, I promise you, whatever you have in your head, it's not going to be. And so sitting down and saying, hey, I am committed to us forever. And I also have a need for some sort of stability because my body is still reeling from being a kid in a chaotic world. Every 90 days, I want us to sit down and put everything on the table and say, do we still love each other? Are we still committed to this? And what is real in this upcoming season?
Yep. So when he first made that decision to go all in with it, we actually did say that at the end and start of every month, we would kind of set new goals for the next month and kind of reflect on it at the start of the month. But I mean, I feel like we don't really know where to start in terms of what to plan out for the month, if that makes sense. Like we just kind of had like a few things, just a few little things, like trying to like texting throughout the day and giving like little updates is important to him. We tried to work on that for a month, and nightly phone calls were important to me. So we tried to fit that in at the end of as many days as possible as well. But kind of, I don't know how to go further than that.
I mean, I think you have to ask yourself, what are your individual personal goals inside this relationship?
Mm-hmm.
And so you have to ask yourself, do I want to drop out of university? And I mean, you're talking, I have plans with this guy versus I'm going all in on you. Like, I'm going to pause university and I'm going to go in the bus with you around the world. And he may say, I don't want you to do that. That doesn't feel comfortable to me, or I would love that. Or you might say, I still want to be a teacher or a physician or an attorney or whatever you want to do. And so I'm going to go full speed doing that. There's a fine balance between being intentional about human connection and turning each other into a chore.
Mm-hmm.
Because what I don't want him to do is get off stage at 10 o'clock and have somebody run up backstage and say, hey, some big media outlet is here and like here's a big moment. And yet he's like, well, I've got to do this. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And if you're not intentional, he'll just find people to chit chat with and talk and fans. And that's the recipe for, I haven't talked to you in 5 days. So it's a really thin line, fine balance. And I'm going to be honest, me and my wife haven't figured it out yet either. I'm all over the country, and we haven't figured it out either. So it's a constant renegotiation. And sometimes I want to talk more in certain seasons. That's why every couple of months it's good. Like, hey, I'm hitting the road. I want to talk every night. Cool. And then sometimes let's just text. But I think you have to be honest about, okay, separate from this relationship, because we are still just dating. What are my goals? To get a degree. What are my goals? To have a job. What are my, and start continuing on your path towards that, while at the same time to setting up check-ins, like bigger, broader conversations down the road. And then I guess what I want to prep you for is this isn't a straight line. Meaning, even like Metallica, I'm wearing the shirt right now, they've had albums that flopped. And they've had albums they put out that went stratospheric, that went to Mars. And so you can't plan for either of those things. And you also can't plan for just the steady climb or the steady descent. That's why just coming back together is so important. But be prepared for, hey, what happened? How do you want me to love you when you get news that you got kicked off this showcase or your record label dropped you? How do you want me to celebrate with you when you get news that you just got picked up on a big tour, but I'm kind of sad because I'm not going to see you for 4 months? Like, some of those nuts and bolts are great. And then have the conversation about how far off do we, I want to talk about marriage. I want to get married to you. I want to be your wife. I know you just said you want to shelve everything for a while and see this music thing out. Can we put on the calendar the next time we're going to talk about it? Because I don't want to feel like, I want to look up and have it be 3 years and we haven't talked about a wedding. So let's put on the calendar for 6 months and let's revisit. Where are we? Let's put on a calendar for 9 months. Let's revisit it again. And it's putting some things on the calendar with asterisks that can keep you not from feeling like I'm caught in a forever loop, but it can stay seasonal, because no matter how cold it is in February, we all know it's going to warm up in April. And so just having things on the calendar ahead of us is so powerful. Congratulations, Ella. And my wife has had some of the greatest years of her life the last few years and has had some really tough seasons as a scrutiny and people thinking they can say things to her but just because she's attached to me, like all that. So buckle up. And The more y'all talk about this on a regular basis, the better shot you both have to stay together and create an amazing relationship over time.